Hi, I'm Denise Olusala, and this is my sister,
Rosie Olusala.
And we're the Olusala Sisters. Thanks for joining us for another episode of
Lit Bible Study with the Olusala Sisters.
So let's get right into it. Today we are reading Genesis chapter 19, verses 30 to 38, and it's titled Lot and His Daughters. We're in the New International Version of the Bible, and this is in the Old Testament, the first book of the Bible. So let's get into it. Lot and his two daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. He and his two daughters lived in a cave. One day the older daughter said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no man around here to lie with us, as is the custom all over the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine, and then lie with him and preserve our family line through our father." That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and lay with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. The next day the older daughter said to the younger, "Last night I lay with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight. And you go in and lie with him so we can preserve our family line through our father." So they got their father to drink wine that night also, and the younger daughter went and lay with him. Again, he was not aware of it, and when she lay down, or when she got up. So both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. The oldest daughter had a son, and she named him Moab. He is the father of the Moabites of today. The younger daughter also had a son, and she named him Ben-Ami. He is the father of the Ammonites of today. Yuck. So, Rosie, let's get into it. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so just to give a little bit of context, if you didn't watch our previous video where it was just the incident that happened before this, and then we come to this one. So Lot, his wife, and two daughters, they lived in Sodom and Gomorrah, and it was destroyed. They ran to a town called Zoar, and the angels allowed it. And then, of course, rightfully so, he's just like, I don't want to stay here. Because originally the angels told him to go to the mountains. So now I feel like he was just like, Lot was like, I still don't feel safe. Yeah. Let's go to the mountains. Right. And of course, he already lost his wife. She turned into a pillow of salt. So she's dead. So it's just
she turned and looked back at the destruction going on, and they weren't supposed to turn around. So
she's now a pillar of salt. She's dead. Their old Sodom and Gomorrah town is dead. They're gone. And so I understand him being scared of staying there. And yeah, I'd have gone to the mountains now too. Because originally they said the mountains was where I needed to go. Yeah, let's not make that sojourner all the way over there.
Agreed.
Then, let me keep looking at my notes. Okay. And also, let me mention, and this is the background story part, was originally Lot assisted the angels when they came into Sodom and Gomorrah, and the townsmen wanted to rape them, the men. So he was
they wanted to rape the angels?
Yes, they wanted to rape the angels. So Lot was like, "Oh, no, let me give you my two daughters. They're virgins. Rape them. Whatever you want to do with them." But then they said no. So all of that, instead of my guests,
angels,
yes, rape my daughters.
Yeah.
But they refused, and then the angels handled it. So turned them blind, all that stuff.
Watch the other video.
Yes. Yeah. So that is where we're coming from. So they've had this traumatic, and all this traumatic situations happen probably within a couple of days.
Yeah.
So where they've lived has been destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah, gone. They ran for refuge to this other town. Their mother, or Lot's wife, is dead. And then now, and the daughters were there when their father was saying, "Yeah, rape my daughters." So that was there too, and we haven't addressed it. Yeah. And then now Lot is just like, I can't.
When you're saying we, you mean Lot and the daughters haven't had like a sit down.
Yeah, sit down to discuss like, hey, Dad, you are fine letting those people rape us. And, just a conversation. I feel a conversation is needed.
Yikes.
Several conversations.
I feel like families where a father would be okay with his daughters getting raped aren't families that would sit down and discuss the mental toll of traumatic decisions. You know what I mean?
That's true. Let me
I think
rephrase that.
those are like two separate families. The one where rape is okay and the one where we can talk about our feelings. They're separate.
That's true. So probably a lot you need to sleep with one eye open because stab. That's what I'd be doing because I'm like, oh, okay, he was fine. He wanted us dead. You know what? I don't know. Anyway, let me just calm it down. So now they're in the mountains. Lot and his two daughters, and
living in a cave. Isolated. To them, probably, it seems like the world is gone. Because your town is gone. Your old town. Well, I guess they knew the other town was there. They knew there's no, when they said, there's no man around here to lie with, as is the custom all over the earth.
Yeah.
So I feel like
they know
other things were going on around.
And then also, the daughters did have, like, almost fiancés. So they died in Sodom and Gomorrah because they didn't come with them. So, for whatever reasons, they're like, okay, well, it's time for us to have kids. And they looked at their dad.
Yuck.
And so now they got him drunk and then...
Raped him.
Yuck. And then...
Double yuck.
Did it again.
Yuck.
And then both daughters got pregnant and had sons. So I just want to know... What was the conversation when they got pregnant and they're giving birth and the dad sees them giving birth? Like, what was he like? Oh, where did you all I think, again, come out with these babies?
You're giving too much credit to families with these traumatic events going on, that there's talking going on. In these families, there's shame, there's secrecy, and there's not talking, and there's avoiding the elephant in the room. So when, yes, she's pregnant, and maybe we're not talking about it, maybe I'm just going to be passive-aggressive mad about it to you for 9 months, and then pass on some more hate and trauma to the next generation. But, like, we're never going to sit down and be like, tell me what happened. You know, like, I don't know. Okay, continue.
So I do feel that Lot was going to have them raped.
Ugh.
The daughters, and then the daughters turned around and raped him.
Yeah.
So
that's that.
Hence, they should have
justice. Mm-hmm. But I don't.
They should have had a conversation. But either way, even though I'm saying that, it was all wrong. All the rape and non-rape and attempted rape and potential rape was all wrong, and the actual rape of Lot was also wrong too.
Yes.
But it's just interesting. And so and it's like basically they roofied him. Yeah. And raped him, and then he didn't remember. They made a point to tell us that he didn't know.
Yeah.
So I felt like, okay, it wasn't just like you roofied him. And roofied as in you put a drug into his drink and he passed out.
Yeah, but the drug was the alcohol itself.
Yes. And then it was so strong that he didn't even remember anything. So that was too much. So just without his consent, all these things happen. It's just wrong. I was just grossed out by the whole. So it was like incest/rape incest. Mm-hmm. And all that rape was a no for me.
That's a no.
And also families not having conversation. That was a no for me.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, because obviously the story doesn't continue, I'm hoping that now the two sons, like, they have a better life. Like, the daughters raised them right, you know, don't raise them with this hate. And then what was the conversation with the kids? Like, when the kids are like, oh, Mom, who's my dad? Like, what was the conversation? So, anyway, I was grossed out by the whole thing. That's all I got. What about you?
I don't really have many additional points on that. It was a double yuck. Gross. No, thank you. And one of those stories in the Bible that's like, oh, is that really in there? Did they really say that? The first time I read it, I was just like, what just happened? What? Did you... Lot and his daughters. Like, oh! So yeah, it's just one of those gross Bible stories. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
Ooh, and also, yes, we are looking at it in the context of what is acceptable in our society.
Rape is always bad.
I was talking about
Don't do that. I'm not here for it. Of course, we're going to look at it from
The lens of our
with
society
our
right
lens.
now. No, I'm just saying in case somebody in the comments.
So which
No,
lens
I was just
is
in case
the rape
somebody in
of
the
someone okay?
I don't know. I didn't live in those times. I know what's not
You
acceptable.
crazy right now?
What?
Yo, that's some yuck.
Okay,
That's a triple
I'm just
yuck
going
for
to
you.
Rosie, you just need to edit that crap out.
No, it's fine.
I'll just edit it out. Anyway, so
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Lit Bible Study with the Olusala sisters. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be blessed.